Well, guys, I did it somehow, against all odds. Got this top puzzle solved. We are now at the top of the elevator shaft. Ooh, baby. And I think we're about to get another laser gun type thingamabobber. This time we get a sweet, sweet aerial view. Bunker. Alright, so that's the second trophy I've gotten in this game, I think. Symmetry and bunker. So it seems like you get a trophy every time you get one of these. And I determined that there were, what, 6 of them? I wish these things came out a little faster. Well, this time the spinny thing's in the back. Oh, it's gonna spin around. I gotcha. That's kind of ominous. Kind of looks like it's getting ready to just turn and shoot you right in the face. Automatic turret. Island defense. Activate. Pew! There it goes. Alright. May I walk off of this thing? God damn it. Do I have to solve the specific puzzle just to go back down one floor? I don't feel like doing that. It's gonna send me the whole way back down. I don't want to deal with this anymore. What if I just do this? I just want to get off right here. Yay. Alright, you keep going down, bro. I'm done with that greenhouse. We finished it. I'm gonna go back up top and take a look. I don't think anything will really have changed up here, but I just want to know. We've got to be sure, guys. You know, I spent some time on the Witness subreddit, obviously on reddit.com, and I saw some people talking about the greenhouse area, and everybody that I saw talking about it said that it's by far the hardest place that they've found so far. And obviously their experience is going to be different from mine. Who knows what areas they've gone to and what areas they haven't compared to me. But damn, I have to agree with that assessment so far. Greenhouse area, rough. Okay, so there's 7 of these total. We need 5 more. I guess that's pretty good progress for how far we've gotten in the game so far. Doesn't look like anything else has really changed. Still don't know what this does. If anything. It must have activated something. So hold up. We've got that laser coming from there. We've got that one from all the way on that side of the island. Over there's the starting area. There's probably some stuff in the middle there that we haven't done. There's a waterfall. There's all kinds of shit. We went to that desert type place over there. And that one gray cloud up there, that still sticks out to me. There's something off about that. That's going to be important at some point. We briefly went down there. I had no idea what was up with that purple pond type thing. That's some next level shit that I'm not ready for. But I can see another box that'll certainly have a ray gun for us. Hey, there's a recorder right here. I didn't see this last time. Let's hit it up.
Up there, you go around every hour and a half, time after time after time. You wake up usually in the mornings, and just the way that the track of your orbits go, you wake up over the Mideast, over North Africa. As you eat breakfast, you look out the window as you're going past, and there's the Mediterranean area, and Greece, and Rome, and North Africa, and the Sinai, the whole area. And you realize that in one glance, that what you're seeing is what was the whole history of man for years, the cradle of civilization. And you go around down across North Africa and out over the Indian Ocean and look up at that great subcontinent of India pointed down toward you as you go past it. And Ceylon off to the side, Burma, Southeast Asia, out over the Philippines, and up across that monstrous Pacific Ocean. Vast body of water. You've never realized how big that is before. And you finally come up across the coast of California and look for those friendly things. Los Angeles and Phoenix and on across El Paso. And there's Houston. There's home. And you look, and sure enough, there's the Astrodome. And you identify with that, you know? It's an attachment. And down across New Orleans, and then looking down to the south, and there's the whole peninsula of Florida laid out. And all the hundreds of hours you spent flying across that route, down in the atmosphere, all that is friendly again. And you go out across the Atlantic Ocean and back across Africa. And you do it again, and again, and again. And that identity, that you identify with Houston, and then you identify with Los Angeles, and Phoenix, and New Orleans, and everything. And the next thing you recognize in yourself is you're identifying with North Africa. You look forward to that. You anticipate it. And there it is. That whole process begins to shift of what it is you identify with. When you go around it in an hour and a half, you begin to recognize that your identity is with that whole thing. And that makes a change. You look down there, and you can't imagine how many borders and boundaries you crossed again and again and again. And you don't even see them. At that wake-up scene, the Mid-East, you know there are hundreds of people killing each other over some imaginary line that you can't see. From where you see it, the thing is a whole, and it's so beautiful. And you wish you could take one from each side in hand and say, look at it from this perspective. Look at that. What's important? And so a little later on, your friend, again those same neighbors, another astronaut, the person next to you goes out to the moon. And now he looks back and sees the Earth not as something big where he can see the beautiful details, but he sees the Earth as a small thing out there. And now that contrast between that bright blue and white Christmas tree ornament and that black sky, that infinite universe, really comes through. The size of it, the significance of it, it becomes both things. It becomes so small and so fragile, and such a precious little spot in that universe that you can block it out with your thumb. And you realize that on that small spot, that little blue and white thing is everything that means anything to you. All of history and music and poetry and art and war and death and birth and love, tears, joy, games, all of it is on that little spot out there that you can cover with your thumb. And you realize that that perspective, that you've changed, that there's something new there. That relationship is no longer what it was. And then you look back on the time when you were outside on that EVA and those few moments that you had the time because the camera malfunctioned, that you had the time to think about what was happening. And you recall staring out there at the spectacle that went before your eyes. Because now, you're no longer inside something with a window looking out at a picture. But now you're out there, and what you've got around your head is a goldfish bowl, and there are no limits here. There are no frames. There are no boundaries. You're really out there, over it, floating, going 25,000 miles per hour, ripping through space, a vacuum, and there's not a sound. There's a silence, the depth of which you've never experienced before. And that silence contrasts so markedly with the scenery and the speed with which you know you're going. That contrast, the mix of those two things, really comes through. And you think about what you're experiencing and why. Do you deserve this? This fantastic experience? Have you earned this in some way? Are you separated out to be touched by God to have some special experience here that other men cannot have? You know the answer to that is no. There's nothing that you've done that deserves that earned that. It's not a special thing for you. You know very well at that moment, and it comes through to you so powerfully that you're the sensing element for man. You look down and see the surface of that globe that you've lived on all this time, and you know all those people down there. They are like you. They are you. And somehow you represent them when you are up there. A sensing element, that point out on the end, and that's a humbling feeling. It's a feeling that says you have a responsibility. It's not for yourself. The eye that doesn't see does not do justice to the body. That's why it's there. That's why you're out there. And somehow you recognize that you're a piece of this total life. You're out on that forefront and you have to bring that back somehow. And that becomes a rather special responsibility. It tells you something about your relationship with this thing we call life. And when you come back, there's a difference in that world now. There's a difference in that relationship between you and that planet, and you and all those other forms of life on that planet, because you've had that kind of experience. It's a difference, and it's so precious. And all through this, I've used the word you because it's not me. It's not Dave Scott. It's not Dick Gordon, Pete Conrad, John Glenn. It's you. It's us. It's we. It's life. It's had that experience. And it's not just my problem to integrate. It's not my challenge to integrate, my joy to integrate. It's yours. It's everybody's. Russell Schweikart, 1975.
That actually sounded a lot like Carl Sagan to me. I know that wasn't Carl Sagan, but it reminds me a lot of one of his monologues called Pale Blue Dot. It's pretty famous. You probably heard of it. If you never heard that, you should go Google it. And then after you listen to that, you should listen to Dave Lang's A Stupid Blue Dot, which is a rereading of that, but in Dave Lang style. Fucking hilarious. Yeah, so I got sucked into this here. I thought I was close to the solution here, and then it turned out I guess I really wasn't. That puts them together. Hold on, if I do that... Hey, that was it. Nice. I don't know what this is. I didn't know that this was here. I didn't find it last time. Hello. What are you, good sir? I don't know why I always want to start this on the wrong side. Oh, it's another one of these. We found another one just like this somewhere else. This is obviously going to be important sometime. You know what I'm going to do, guys? I'm going to take a picture of this with my phone. I thought about, like, keeping a sketchbook here to, like, you know, write down stuff like this. But I think it actually makes more sense to just take a picture of it. And then I can refer to this when I need to. I probably should have done that with the other one, but I wasn't really thinking about it at the time. I can always go back and find it at some point. So, okay. Picture is taken. I have that on record for when I need it. Hopefully I don't just forget about that shit when the time comes that I do need it. Because that totally sounds like something I would do. And one other thing I wanted to do before we head back down here, we can actually see how many puzzles we have solved if we go to Start, Load Game. 88 panels solved. That's 88 out of a little less than 700. So that's actually, considering we got up to like 40 some panels in the first, it was either the first or first two videos, our rate of progression has slowed down by a very wide margin. But I think that's maybe to be expected because, holy shit, the difficulty just ramped up big time. And I hope that r/The Witness was right. I hope that the greenhouse is like one of the hardest things at least in like the early game stuff. Like maybe we can get back into something that goes a little better. If I'm being perfectly honest with you guys, editing these videos has been a fucking nightmare. So, yeah. I'm not complaining or anything. I love doing this, but I'm not gonna lie either. When a series is a pain in the ass, it's, kind of sucks. So, okay, we are, as far as I can tell, we're here. I think. Well, especially because this is the only spot here that has a glowing dot where we can start. So, let's take the boat back. I think this is like the starting area here. Let's just go in order here. What is this? Is this the speed? Yeah, go faster. What if I do this? Does it actually stop? Wow, the whole thing just stopped. Check that out. Well, that's got to be important somehow. The fact that we have a 4-speed boat. There's half speed right there. I wonder if at some point we'll have to slow this down to solve a puzzle along the way, or something like that. That would actually be pretty cool, not gonna lie.